Well, Hadika, you've raised the expectations quite a bit. So I would like to start off by thanking Samir 𝗙𝗏𝗏𝗏 and the worthy Vice Chancellor and Athar Usama. I know Athar Usama has been instrumental in extending this invitation because really I haven't added an iota to the stock of knowledge that we call bioengineering. It just happened to be at an interesting point in space and an interesting point in time, and I've just been a keen observer of what's going on here. So I've divided my presentation into 3 parts. I'll try to be brisk, but I do apologize if I'm not able to cover all of it. So the first part is about academic programming. Since it's happenstance that I'm the Dean of the School of Science and Engineering, I can share some interesting insights about our academic programming at this school and how this is contributing in an innovative way to bioengineering and to contemporary biology, and what do we mean by biology. The second is we do not live in an ivory tower. Hum sheesh mahal mein nahi rehte. We have to take our science, our ideas out to the general public. 240 million people. I was coming into Karachi and I saw those banners, those beautiful banners, Karachi ki ginti sahi karo, right? So census is going on. So we have a huge population, the 5th or 6th largest country in the world. If science is just for the elite, just for the students who can get into LUMS or the Usman Institute or Quaid-e-Azam University, or that's just a minuscule number. How do we get our scientific knowledge, our awareness out into the masses? So I'll give some examples from that. And the third is something, if I have time, some technology development that I do. Next slide, please. Ugly slide, please. So, अच्छा ठीक है ये काम कर रहे हैं So just keep in mind that when a student in Pakistan goes through an FSC or an A level, generally we have a dichotomy of sorts. A student can either do pre-engineering or pre-medical, sometimes science and arts, but a student cannot study biology and mathematics at the same time. So we make this decision very early on in our students' educational careers. So we have to live with this reality, though we should strive to change it, but this is our current reality. So we admit these students into the School of Science and Engineering, and these are the programs that we currently offer. We have undergraduate degrees in all the 4 basic sciences and 2 kinds of engineering and computer science. We have a master's program in each of them and some specialized master's programs. An MS in clinical research is coming up, an MS in biomedical systems is coming up, and PhD programs in all of these disciplines. And of course, the strength of our institute is that we can offer minors. So we have minors in robotics, quantum technologies, a new minor coming up in computational biology. But any student who's an engineer or a physicist or a mathematician could do a minor in biology as well, or could do a minor in robotics as well. So this is the kind of latitude that we need to give to our students. And there are not many universities in Pakistan that offer this creative license of picking and choosing. I think freedom is really important. And then comes our core curriculum. So every biologist, even if you're from a pre-medical background or a pre-engineering background, one needs to take lots of physics, lots of mathematics for 2 years. The mathematics comes in 2 flavors, a generalist maths and an honors version. And then we have labs in biology, physics, chemistry, and proper courses in biology. And I'm going to share the outline there. These 2 labs, the engineering and the physics lab, we're now merging into a measurement and design lab. Biology and chemistry, we are merging into an integrative life laboratory. So I can spend hours and hours talking about these ideas, but this is the overall scheme of things that we do at the School of Science and Engineering. In the Bio 100 course, there are about 400 students. Every engineer, every mathematician, computer scientist has to take this course. It's a core course. It's mandatory. And the 5 key areas in this course are macromolecules, genes, omics, DNA, disease, and So every student walking off with an engineering degree, proudly as a PEC accredited engineer, knows omics. He or she knows about proteins. He or she knows about DNA recombinant technology. So this is a kind of transformation that is taking place in our country. Then there is a laboratory, hands-on skills in 4 of these areas. And some of these experiments take place in not just our labs, but in a lab which is really free, and that is the 𝐞𝐯𝐐𝐫 plane. So every year we pin up and tag along 150 students from the University of Baltistan, 150 students from our school. They converge in 𝗙𝐘𝐫𝐲𝐽, or the whereabouts of 𝗙𝐘𝐫𝐲, and do experiential learning in plant collection, extracting DNAs, looking at things under microscopes, lichen, fungi, algae, and so on. So it's a wonderful experience. So even if we are resource limited, there are innovative ways of bypassing this limitation. And then there's another liberty that we enjoy, a luxury that we enjoy, which I hope our universities in Pakistan can leapfrog from here or take some ideas, is that the ability to carve out and orchestrate new courses on the fly. Of course, this needs some measure of check and balance, but I know I'm on boards of many universities. If one were to launch a course on, say, even my area, quantum computing, and it's not there in their curriculum handbook, it might take ages. So the ability to carve out new courses which are interdisciplinary and which are taught not possibly by regular tenure track faculty, but by the new kinds of positions that we've created, such as professors of practice, resident scientists, adjunct faculty. So this is one of our key things that we're really, really proud of. So for example, here is a theoretician, a mathematician in fact, teaching computational neuroscience. She comes from Berlin. A physiotherapist, 𝗕𝗶ecie 𝗘𝗶𝐵, who is teaching a course on human biomechanics, and 3 faculty members, 1 surgeon, 1 public health kind of expert, and 1 computer scientist teaching a course on neuroscience. So I would just request to play the top video a little bit, please, so that Dr. 𝗕𝗶ecie 𝗘𝗶𝐵, who's standing in a biomechanics lab, is explaining his course here.
I'm very excited to be in spring to teach this course, that is Introduction to Biomechanics. This is the first time this content has been introduced in Pakistan, and then also in lungs. Biomechanics is a study of human motion. It involves physics, specifically mechanics. It involves anatomy and physiology. It's the combination of 3. And there are some methods to measure human motion. The best one is 3D human motion capture. So right now I'm standing in LUMS PCB biomechanics lab, and you can see I have motion capture system in my background. I have a marker in my hand. These markers are used to measure human motion, and we'll talk about that in this class.
That's it. Aage, agli slide.
We'll have the opportunity
Agli slide pe chale.
and do some of their project.
Agli slide pe
Hello
chale.
everyone, my name is Dr.
Right. Another really innovative thing that we've just rolled out is, we're not a medical school, we're not a veterinary school, we're not an agriculture university. So people ask the question, if you're not an agricultural university, you can't do agriculture, you can't do plant biotech. You're not a veterinary school, you cannot have an animal house, but trying to break these silos. LUMS cannot have a medical school for some reasons, I can explain offline, but we want the medical profession in this country to change. So we've come up with an agreement with a sister institution, Shalimar Medical and Dental College, under the kind Ashirwad of Pakistan Medical and Dental Council. So what we do is that Shalimar admits its medical students, and before they undertake the grind of medical education, which is 5 years long, they spend an additional year at LUMS in our biology laboratories and do this coursework, introductory biology, virology, microbiology, biochemistry, lab work, so that our doctors, our practitioners can act like scientists. They can act like curious investigators of this complex machinery, which Faisal called is the most complex, most intricate object system that we know of today. So this is another medical enrichment program that we've just launched, fully funded. Scholarships are available for all these medical students. And we also have, probably we are the only university which is not an agriculture university, which is not an arid university, not the Barani University that has agricultural fields on our premises. And we do a lot of agri-tech. And this is not genetically modifying crops. It's mostly about regenerative agriculture using zero fertilizer, zero chemical input, and exploiting the power and potency of the biome that naturally exists in soil. We're trying to couple our farms with agrivoltaics and coming up with these different kinds of tools so that we can use digital tools to enhance our productivity. Of course, we have a very strong group on computational and systems biology. So just imagine the scenario. We have 7 or 8 faculty lines in the Department of Biology. And devoting 1/3 of those lines to people who are not even biologists is a really risky undertaking. But we were adventurous. We broke the stereotype and hired mathematicians and statisticians and computer scientists into the biology department who do not even have a degree in biology. Now, I'm an engineer. After my engineering, I could not get admission into MPhil or MSc Physics in 𝐞𝐲𝐵 University, and not even in my own university, because I'm an engineer. Physics is out of bounds for an engineer, and vice versa. With a PhD in physics, I could not teach in an engineering university. So just imagine these very tall walls that we've built around our departments. This has to break. And I think Usman Institute of Technology, with the kind of visionary leadership that I've seen here, is poised to make these, break these boundaries. All right, so, and of course we have our we have trained plant biotechnologists. They work on nutrient deficiencies, drought resistance, crops, artificial photosynthesis. Dr. Shahzad works on COVID and vaccines and all. So I'm just, and another initiative that talks to bioengineering is LUMS's biodiversity initiative. Now LUMS, in fact, if you come to LUMS, is a garden. It has one sample of all of Punjab's native plants and trees on its premises. And there are hundreds of migratory birds that come to LUMS every year, just like they come to the lakes in Sindh. So geotagging of these plants and these species, genetic tagging is underway, and there's a website, biodiversity.lums.edu.pk, that captures all of this beautiful diversity. We also do a lot of advertisement in Urdu because that's what really is needed. We have our public talks by engineers given in life sciences. And all of this means that our Department of Biology is no longer the Department of Biology, but it has now grown into a Department of Life Sciences. And if you go to the website, I've written a philosophical note on this, on why this transition is really important. Because this is the same transition, moving out of the central dogma of biology, coming out of traditional biology, and entering the world of algorithmics, of health, public health, connecting public health with biology. You've heard Dr. 𝗙𝗶𝗶 talk about it. So this is key. Moving from the petri dish to the algorithm is key. So now we have renamed our Department of Biology to the Department of Life Sciences. And by the way, some little advertisement. We're looking for faculty to teach in these areas: medical devices, clinical robotics, and physiological artificial intelligence in our biomedical systems program. Now I would like to switch gears a little bit, and allow me to switch to Urdu as well, because this is about the common people. अगर हम किसी शीश महल में रहें, हमारी साइंस और हमारी टेक्नोलॉजी हमारे साथ रह जाएगी, जब तक हम लोगों के अंदर वो शऊर पैदा नहीं करेंगे. करोड़ों लोग, 3 करोड़ बच्चे इस वक्त स्कूल नहीं जा पा रहे. उनका क्या कसूर है? हमने मदरसों के स्टूडेंट्स को साइंस से, इंजीनियरिंग से दूर कर दिया, क्योंकि हमने उन्हें धुतकार के पीछे फेंक दिया. हमने अपने सरकारी स्कूलों के बच्चों को بالکل ہم اپنے بچوں کو سرکاری اسکولوں میں داخل نہیں کرا پاتے. تو کیا یہ سائنس صرف ایک اونچے گھرانے کے لوگوں کے لیے ہے؟ ایسا نہیں ہے. ہمیں ان تک بات بھی پہنچانی ہے, ان کی زبان میں, ان کو سہل کر کے سائنس کو, تاکہ وہ سمجھ پائیں, تاکہ ان کے اندر خود اعتمادی پیدا ہو, ان کے اندر خود ہی ان کی جاگے, وہ اپنے اندر جھانک سکیں, ان کا اندر روشن ہو سکے. تو اس کے لیے میرے والد صاحب نے یہ سوسائٹی بنائی خوارزمی سائنس سوسائٹی کے نام سے, جس کا کام کوشش ہے, ادنا سی کوشش ہے, ہم اس کو صدقہ جاریہ کے طور پہ آگے چلا رہے ہیں کہ لوگوں کے اندر سائنسی شعور, سائنسی آگہی پیدا ہو سکے, ان کی فکری نشو و نما ہو سکے. اب میں صرف ان چیزوں کا ذکر کروں گا جو بایولوجی اور بایو انجینئرنگ سے ریلیٹڈ ہیں, اور اس میں دسیوں نہیں, ہزاروں نہیں, بلکہ لاکھوں بچوں نے 25 سال میں اس سے استفادہ کیا ہے. ہم کیا کرتے ہیں کہ اپنی سائنس کی مختلف اشیاء کو لے کے دیہات میں جاتے ہیں, اسکولوں میں جاتے ہیں, چھوٹے چھوٹے اسکولوں میں جاتے ہیں, قصبوں میں جاتے ہیں, برلب دریا چلے جاتے ہیں, کبھی کلوں میں چلے جاتے ہیں, اور وہاں لوگوں کو بلاتے ہیں تاکہ وہ سائنس کو جیتے جاگتے انداز میں, لیکچرز کے ذریعے نہیں بلکہ ماڈلز کے ذریعے بھی نہیں, تجربات کے ذریعے, جیتی جاگتی مجسم چیزوں کے ذریعے وہ سائنس کا نظارہ کر سکیں اور اس میں حصہ ڈال سکیں. اور یہ وہ مواقع پیدا کرنا بہت ضروری ہے کہ ہمارے بچوں کے اندر وہ سائنسی شعور جاگ سکے, وہ حس کو جھنجھوڑنا بہت ضروری ہے, ورنہ تو ہماری سائنس بورنگ رہے گی, ہماری سائنس میں ہم کبھی بھی آگے نہیں بڑھ پائیں گے. یہ ایک مثال کے طور پر یہ موبائل انیٹمی میوزیمز ہیں جو میڈیکل کالجز کے ساتھ مل کے خوارزمی سائنس سوسائٹی مختلف میلوں میں یہ پیش کیے جاتے ہیں. عام طور پہ جو ہماری میڈیکل کمیونٹی ہے وہ ایک قسم کی ذرا دور رہتی ہے عوام الناس سے, تو اس کو, اس فاصلے کو, اس خلیج کو کم کرنے کی ہماری سوسائٹی کوشش کرتی ہے. اب یہ کانفوکل مائکروسکوپ ہے, یہ فیلڈ میں گئی ہوئی ہے, اس کے اندر آپ کینسر کے خلیوں کو دیکھ سکتے ہیں. اب آپ اندازہ کریں گے ان بچوں کی آنکھوں میں جو اگر آپ کو شرارہ نظر آ رہا ہے, وہ شرارہ وہ ہمیشہ کے لیے بدل سکتا ہے ان کی زندگی کو. کارل سیگن نے کہا تھا looking through a telescope can change a child's life. Looking through a microscope, which is another important invention, one of the most important inventions of all times, can also change a child's life. یہ ضروری ہے کہ ہم جن کو تھوڑی سی کوئی نعمتیں ملی ہیں اسکولوں میں, کالجوں میں, یونیورسٹیوں میں, وہ اپنی نعمتوں کا دوسرے کے ساتھ اشتراک کریں, ان کو پھیلائیں. یہ فیض عام ہے سب کے لیے. پھر بے شمار 25 سالوں میں بے شمار قسم کے سیمینارز, ورک شاپس اردو زبان میں دیکھیں اس کی تشہیر کرنے کی کوشش کرتے ہیں تاکہ لوگ قریب آئیں. لوگوں کو آپ نے دور نہیں بھگانا. جن طرح کے لوگوں سے ہم بات کرنا, وہ انگریزی نہیں سمجھتے, ان تک پہنچنا بہت ضروری ہے. پھر ہمارا جو سب سے فلیگ شپ ایونٹ ہے, سب سے بڑا ایونٹ ہے, وہ کہلاتا ہے لاہور سائنس میلہ. پچھلے سال لاہور سائنس میلہ ہوا ایک اسکول میں, ایک سرکاری اسکول میں. 60,000 سے 70,000 کے قریب لوگ آئے. بہت بڑا ایونٹ ہوتا ہے. اس سال اکتوبر میں دوبارہ ہوگا, اور یہ ہمارے پاس کوئی جائیداد نہیں, ہمارے پاس صرف اس مخیر اور دل والے لوگوں کی محنت اور ان کا ہم ان کی قدر کرتے ہیں. اور اس سال بھی ہوگا. اس کے اندر بہت سے پرفارمرز آتے ہیں, صرف خوارزمی سائنس سوسائٹی نہیں بلکہ تقریباً 200 کے قریب ایک سائنس میلے پر پرفارمرز آتے ہیں. اور آپ ذرا سوچیں, یہ میلہ ہے, یہ ایکسپو نہیں ہے, یہ کوئی سائنس فیسٹ نہیں ہے. ہم بہت سے اسکولوں کو خط لکھتے ہیں میلہ, کہتے ہیں از اٹ اے سائنس فیسٹ, از اٹ اے سائنس ایکسپو. ہم یہ توڑنا چاہتے ہیں یہ خیال کہ سائنس صرف ایک مخصوص طبقے کے لیے, سب کے لیے ہے. تو یہ ہماری ایک چھوٹی سی کوشش ہے. اس کے اندر وائلڈ لائف ہے, ایگزوٹک برڈز ہیں, اور آپ تھوڑا سا جھنجھوڑیں, ذرا قالین کے نیچے دیکھیں, ایک دنیا آباد ہے. پردے کی دوسری طرف دیکھیں, ہمارے ملک کے اندر ایک دنیا آباد ہے. اس طرح کی موبائل لیبارٹریز ہیں, اور یہ اس کی کچھ اور مختلف تصاویر ہیں. یہ بہت سے نامی گرامی ادارے آتے ہیں, انٹرنیشنل ہوتا ہے یہ ایونٹ, بہت بڑا ایونٹ ہوتا ہے. سرن سے لوگ آتے ہیں, انگلینڈ سے لوگ آتے ہیں. یہ اس کی مختلف اور جھلکیاں آپ کے سامنے ہیں. ये हमारा ख्वारिज़मी साइंस सोसाइटी का एक बहुत बड़ा अजायब घर भी लगता है, जिसे मैं एक एक्सप्लोरेटोरियम या एक आर्ट टेम्पररी साइंस म्यूज़ियम कहता हूँ। फिर हम साइंस शोज़ करते हैं। ये एक एमनाबाद का एक स्कूल है, ज़िला गुजरांवाला में एक छोटा सा एक कस्बा है एमनाबाद, जो बैसाखी के मेले के लिए किसी ज़माने में बहुत मशहूर था। वहाँ हम गए पिछले महीने। ये एक स्टूडेंट है जिसने एक स्क्रीन प्ले लिखा है माइक्रोस्कोपी पे, और वो एक घंटे का एक शो करती है माइक्रोस्कोपी के ज़रिए। जो आखिरी मेरा काम है, आखिरी 2-3 मिनट लूँगा, is about inventing the tools of discovery. If you're trying to build laboratories for genetics or microbiology, you can build things on your own. Well, all of science progresses through two things. One are ideas, the others are tools. आलात और ख्यालात. सिर्फ आलात होंगे तो भी नाकाफ़ी है, सिर्फ ख्यालात होंगे तो भी नाकाफ़ी है, फिर आप एक फैंसीफुल दुनिया में रहेंगे। दोनों चीज़ों का एक खूबसूरत इम्तिजाज होना चाहिए। सो वी कैन बिल्ड टूल्स। सो व्हाट वी ट्राइड टू डू ओवर दीज 15 years since I've been at LUMS is trying to build the tools for discovery, trying to build new instruments, new microscopes, new gadgets, low profile, high profile, low value, high value, that can empower and liberate our teachers and our students, so that they don't have to whine that imports are banned, the currency conversion is prohibitively non-existent. So we can do things on our own. So I've done a massive I've led a team that has produced a massive repertoire array of different kinds of instruments that we can use for discovery, measurement, performance, and inspiration. So here are some kind of snippets from our laboratory, which is an award-winning laboratory. It's also been replicated in 10 other Pakistani universities. Atar was talking about collaboration. It's not just, we don't do it for our own sake, try to win awards and get promoted. No, we want to proliferate and disseminate the things that we do. And I'll share the websites at the end. Everything is conforming to an open source hardware movement. So the blueprints are there. You can do it on your own. You just need the time, the patience, and the liberty that your head of department or your vice chancellor would be able to give to you. So here are some renderings and real photographs of the things that we've built. Low performance, high performance, and I hope that this thing can be scaled up. It's a commercial venture, but really not for profit. This is our flagship device called a PhysLogger, which is a data logging device. Here are different versions of this. We also have a suite of sensors and transducers that connect with the PhysLogger. All of this is happening in this kind of ecosystem that we've developed, which is called PhysLab. And Dr. Leon was mentioning that science does not work in vacuum, or arts do not work in vacuum. So it's this, if you look at this logo here, this icon represents a perpetual flute, which was invented by a mechanical engineer with the name of 𝗙𝗂𝘁 about probably 700, 800 years ago. It's incorporated into our logo. These are high school students that come to our lab. We've trained thousands of students over here. Here is a student who's using our devices to look at ECG in the lab and so on. I had video, but can you just आगे चलें इसको? So this video is very long, so I just have one final slide. आखिरी slide ज़रा. So just one listing of the websites. इसकी आखिरी slide है कोई? इससे आगे ये. So these are all the websites that have blueprints of all the things that we do. You're free to replicate these ideas. The designs are there, the CAD files are there, the CAM files are there, the ideas are there, the instructional manuals are there, the GitHub repositories are there, hundreds of things. And our final and most exciting initiative is the world's most affordable 3D printer, which is called Marco 3D. Here is a photograph of it. We've already rolled out 100 pieces to the community, and the price is 15,000. So I'm not I'm not doing a commercial kind of, but it's really, you can do it on your own as well. So science has been democratized. अभी बाहर रोटियों का तंदूर था, एक रोटी की कीमत 30 रुपए है अगर आप बाज़ार में जाएं, उससे कम कीमत पर आपको एक 555 टाइमर मिल जाएगा, आपको एक नॉर्मल आईसी मिल जाएगा. तो ये सब कुछ हमारी पहुंच में है. तो सवालात पूछे गए कि यार ये चीज़ें महंगी हैं या हम नहीं कर सकते, हम लोगों के साथ खुद एतमादी तो दें, उनको उनकी खुद ही तो जगाएं. सबक शाही बच्चों को दे रहे हैं खाकबाजी का. शिकायत है मुझे यारब खुदावंदान मकतब से, सबक शाही बच्चों को दे रहे हैं खाकबाजी का. इतने ऊंचे शाहीन हैं ये, आप उनको ज़मीन पर रेंगना सिखा रहे हैं. तो उनको खुद एतमादी दें. ये इस तरह की एम्पावरमेंट की मूवमेंट्स होंगी तो हमारे बच्चे जाग सकेंगे और हम जाग सकेंगे.